Hi everyone, I am so sorry I wasn't on here last week for my usual weekly video. As I said on my Facebook page, I was having a pretty rough day and I wasn't there mentally, and I had a on and off week. I've been struggling on and off with this whole quarantine, isolation, that kind of thing. I'm very lucky that I get to work from home and still have a job and all that, but I am also somebody that is very close with their family, and so it just sucks to not be able to see them. My parents live very close to me, and not being able to see them um, has been difficult. So I was just having a really hard day, and I know this video is late as well, but I kind of been getting into these motions where I'm good towards the end of the week, and then Sunday comes and I realize it's going to be another week of it all, and so then I start to kind of internally shut down a little bit all over again. And so that's why I'm posting now on Friday rather than Monday. And so um, I am happy to be back making a video. Even though that it's late, I hated missing one because it was the first one that I missed. But anyways, so what I want to talk about today, because I think it could be very beneficial for a time like right now, and I don't want to do it. I feel like it kind of sounds like complaining and negative attitude sort of thing, but I also think it's a really important topic to bring up. The saying, "it could be worse," is honestly one of my biggest pet peeves. That's not to say that I might not have been guilty of saying it before or saying it in the past. And about certain things. My biggest thing is when somebody says it to somebody who is going through something. Like, say you're saying it to somebody who has Tourette syndrome, or they have anxiety, or they have this problem that they're going through, and not even to any judgment of your own, you might not be meaning to sound mean or rude or anything like that, but you say, well, it could be worse, so at least be happy that it's not this bad. And I do say all the time that my Tourette's can be worse, my tics can be worse, because I know that they can be worse. So that's me saying it to myself, so it's a little bit different. But when somebody's complaining about something to you, when somebody's in a situation, whether it be something you can't relate to or something that you think isn't a real problem at all, and you just saying, well, these people have it worse than you, or you could be doing this, or you could not have this happening. Like for me, like obviously I know I could not have a family. I could not have a job to stay home. I could not have a house to stay in. But that doesn't mean that right there in that moment that I'm not upset about things that are happening, and then I'm not upset about what's going on. Just like somebody with anxiety or somebody complaining to you about a personal problem that they have that they felt comfortable coming to you to talk about, like with their Tourette's. Like if you're telling them, because so many people control it, not control it. We cannot control our tics. So many people try to hide it and do it in a way to where other people won't notice. So a lot of people think that you're not doing it that often. So they say, well, it could be worse. So at least it's not this, this, and this. And all that really does is downplay what somebody's going through. It makes them feel like what they're going through doesn't matter, and what's happening to them isn't enough to be complaining about. And so then from that point on, they're just going to most likely not talk to you about their problems moving forward, which may be what you want if you're that kind of person. But you're not helping when you say something like that. And I really think it's a message that people need to kind of think about especially depending on the topic and who you're speaking to and what they're talking about, because you don't know their mental headspace. You don't know what they've been through in the past, and you don't know what they go through when you're not around. Like for Tourette's, for example, people see me on these videos and they don't see me tick that much, which in general, I don't tick constantly, but there's not a day where I don't tick, and you don't see me outside of these videos where I'm not concentrated on what I'm talking about. And of course, I'm going to tick now right after I said that. I tell people all the time that they don't see me when I go home. They don't see me when I get away from people I'm not used to ticking around. When I'm around people that I feel comfortable with, I tick a little bit more, not because I'm uncomfortable. And that's kind of hard, because in some instances I tick less because I'm comfortable, and some I tick more because I know my body can let it out, and my body and my brain understand that. So just kind of a real quick video I wanted to talk about, because I do think it's important that we remember we don't know what people are going through, and if they've chosen us to talk to them about their problems, try not to belittle them by saying that it could be worse. I've been through things where it is something like where I've been complaining about something that it's not a big problem in retrospect. But the person says, well, it could be worse. You could be this, this, and this. Or some people don't even have this, this, and this. And all that does is make me feel like a terrible person and makes me feel so little. And again, like my problems don't matter. Like I'm mad in that moment, so just listen to me. Or I'm ticking in that moment, or I'm talking about my ticks being bad in that moment. So just let me do that and find your way of saying something that isn't going to turn around and belittle that person and make them feel like what they go through doesn't matter. So that's just kind of what I wanted to talk about today, especially because with everything going on right now, situations could be worse for so many other people. I get that, but it's also a frustrating time and it's a new experience for so many people. So they're going to be frustrated, they're going to be sad, they're going to be angry, and they're going to talk about it and they're going to complain about it. I get it. I have to walk away from social media and stuff every once in a while and put my phone down because I can't take all the negativity and all the complaining either. But that's the beauty of social media. You can walk away from it. You can scroll past it. You can unfriend, unfollow that person instead of making them feel worse about the situation that they're already in, whether it be not a bad situation in your point of view or not. So I just think it's something to think about. I hope all of you out there are staying safe. You're staying healthy. I hope we get out of this soon. I hope we're on the back end of this. Fingers crossed. Next week, my video will be another interview with a young man named Jake. It was a really cool interview, and it was great to talk to him. So keep your eyes out for that next week. That'll be uploaded. And if you would like to be on any of my video interview chats, I have a few more lined up with a few people that I had to reschedule. So there are some in the works. But if you'd like to be one of those people, make sure to reach out to me. You can find me on my my Tourette Facebook page, facebook.com/one tick at a time. So please reach out to me. Remember to keep sharing, commenting any video topics you want me to talk about, any certain subject around Tourette syndrome or my life. I'll be happy to make a video about it. Stay safe, everybody, and I hope you have a great weekend.